Mods can be a great way to change games to make them more to your liking. And the newly released fantasy RPG title by FromSoft Studios, Elden Ring, is no exception. A number of tools and mods to help players get started have already been released, but there are many more available online. Whether you're looking for a different aesthetic or more challenging enemies, or just simply want to mess around with the game files, there's a mod out there for you. In today's video, we will be going over some of our favorites, starting off with number 10, a pause button. The Souls game are notorious for stopping players from pausing the game at any point. Opening menus doesn't stop your game, so if an enemy happens to wander near you while you're organizing your inventory, you might find yourself in quite a dangerous situation. For those of you familiar with Soulsborne titles, this will seem like the luxury of all luxuries. Back in the old days, if there was ever a knock at the door, or your cat happened to become interested in the monitor's wiring, you had to risk losing all your progress to deal with these distractions. Thanks to this mod, you'll never again have to worry about wandering monsters attacking while you look through your items, answer the phone, or run to the fridge for a quick snack. Number 9, the Grand Merchant. There are many merchants scattered across the lands between. Each has their own unique inventory and stock, which means that if you're in search of a specific item, you're going to have to teleport between graces. A lot. Merchant Kale is most likely the first merchant that you'll come across in the game if you don't stray too far off the beaten path, that is. He has a decent stock for newbies, however, his loot isn't really as useful as the one supplied by merchants later in the game. The mod turns Kale into one of the best NPCs in the entire game. Every item present in the game can be purchased from his shop, which makes it a great option for players who just want to enjoy a more streamlined experience. Additionally, if, like us, you find the concept of crafting items boring, then you're going to love the mod even more, as it also unlocks all of the items in the crafting menu, and they are free to make. So, if you're sick of item hunting, or you want to craft your perfect Elden Ring character, this mod will make your day. Number 8, skipping the intros. Here's another mod which is a welcome addition to the bunch. Right now, you might be asking yourself, why would I download a mod whose only purpose is removing a screen that I have to look at for a few seconds? Many players have complained about the blinding Bandai Namco logo that glares at the start of your session. Imagine you're sitting comfortably in a dark room, you boot up the game, and then suddenly your retinas get fried by a studio marking its presence. If that isn't something that you want to experience, this mod will allow you to skip these title cards and save your eyes a bit of strain. Number 7, Thomas the Tank Sentinel. While the previous mods on this list centered around improving the gameplay experience of the game, this one is more about having a bit of fun in the lands between. It replaces the starting tree Sentinel boss in Limegrave with a fully rigged out model of Thomas the Tank Engine. However, only the horse is replaced with the train, so players will still have to watch out for the boss's large halberd and shield attacks. This isn't a useful mod by any means, nor is it visually spectacular. However, it injects a bit of humor and meme culture into your playthrough. If you want to just have a good laugh, then this mod is for you. Just make sure you don't get steamrolled. We've heard it's not a pleasurable experience. Number 6, easy mode. For many experienced players, the idea of removing challenges from a FromSoftware game would be enough to make your blood boil. But the fact still remains, Soulsborne games are very difficult. So much so that many new players will become too intimidated to even try them. For those of you who want to partake in the fun of the Elden Ring without bashing your skulls against a wall, this mod is made for you. It reduces all damage taken by 50%, increases your character's damage by 25%, and increases the number of runes that you receive. While Elden Ring may be the easier of the Souls games, it's still one of the hardest games that we've played in a long time. Tone down the difficulty through this mod. We thank the creators of this mod for their hard work, as most new players wouldn't have been able to get through the starting locations of the game without it. There's no shame in turning the difficulty down, especially in a game as hard as the Soulsborne titles. Number 5, Prepare to Die mod. The opposite of the previous mod, designed for players who seek an intense challenge. Maybe you're so good at the games that you want another layer of pain added to the gameplay. If so, this mod has you covered. The Prepare to Die mod makes the game tougher in several ways. Enemies are now harder to kill, they have a better AI to hunt you down, and fast traveling is limited to churches and cathedrals only. The mod aims to make players use all of their tools and skills when tackling each challenge thrown at them. It also scales with New Game Plus, so you can enjoy an even harder difficulty on your subsequent playthroughs. The perfect mod if you are a glutton for punishment. We'll stick with the previous mod though, you do you. The Elden Ring Reshader. Elden Ring is a fairly recent game, so it's a given that the majority of mods will mainly be reshades trying to change and improve the visuals of the game in one way or another. There are just way too many choices. It's difficult to choose just one of the many shader packs available for the game. Thankfully, the popular player consensus has made the Elden Reshade HDR FX mod the most well-received of the lot. Aside from the additional lighting effects, the mod also integrates a bunch of other changes to make the game all the more exciting and pleasant. For those of you who truly want to appreciate the beautiful aesthetic of the lands between, this mod is sure to impress. It increases the vibrancy and the color of the game, making an already impressive game even better. better. It really showcases the game's visual prowess and truly feels like watching a movie in high definition. Number 3. No more rune loss. One of the most frustrating parts of any Souls title is when you lose a substantial amount of runes/souls that would have resulted in numerous level ups. If you fail to pick them up before you die a second time, they are gone forever. This mod removes that fear entirely, allowing you to play the game without being scared to die after clearing out a difficult area. It doesn't really make the game any easier, but it does make it less frustrating. No more will you have to keep looking over your shoulder just to make your way to a grace point carrying all of your runes. Number 2. Fixing the camera. Let's be honest, Elden Ring's camera kinda sucks. Many have complained about how it often misbehaves, especially when your character is moving. While the game's camera can be fixed in a future update, modders have already taken the problem into their capable hands. The Fix the Camera mod, as the name suggests, fixes the built-in camera system. Originally, the camera swings around lazily to try and keep characters centered on the screen. This is bound to eventually give any player motion sickness. The mod, however, snaps the character towards the center of the screen, which is not only smoother, but also faster than the unmodded camera. With any luck, the devs over at FromSoftware may draw inspiration from the mod for any future camera fixes. Number 1. Frame rate unlocker. Playing any game at a higher quality is an amazing experience. A higher refresh rate gives players a significantly smoother experience overall. Elden Ring doesn't support frame rates higher than 60 frames per second. However, it runs on the same engine as previous titles like Sekiro and Dark Souls 3, both of which have frame rate unlockers. On the first day of release, the frame rate unlocker mod was one of the first to hit the libraries on Nexus Mod's website. Running the game at a higher frame rate helps improve reaction times. This is especially important in a Souls game when one hit from an enemy can be the difference between life or death. While the mod won't make you Neo from the Matrix, by all means, it still helps. All you have to do is believe, and have a CPU strong enough to handle higher frame rates without exploding. That's a wrap for this video. Which of these mods is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. We'll see you in the next one.